Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to try to make a very similar knife to an Opinel folder. Now, because the most difficult part is the lock, I think I'm going to start there before I even make a blade. I have this copper pipe here, and I have this copper pipe here. Neither of them are the right size. This one's the closest to this size. I don't really like this size. I actually prefer the bigger one. So I think we're going to go bigger. It'll be a little bit easier to work on and just easier to do things. Ooh. I think I'm going to split it now and then cut off 2 lengths of it. There's one. Of course, you want the same length. Now let's take these over to the belt sander and get them cleaned up a little bit. I just realized that I never actually talked about what we're trying to recreate here. The way these locks work are you have your blade here, and you have this little collar. And to lock it shut, you twist it over, and then it can't open. And then you open it, and you twist it over, and it locks it on top. So what we just did is we made what's going to be our outer piece, and we made what's going to be our inner piece. Because there's 2 pieces here. The inner piece here that allows you to not only rivet your blade in without destroying the wood, which would happen otherwise, but it also allows you to have something very solid for this little indentation to go into. And I believe this little indentation goes into a track which keeps this from popping off. Another thing that helps is this little bump that goes all the way around also hits that rivet in there is what holds the blade on. So that little collar, that little indentation around there, also keeps the collar from coming off. We're going to think of something else. The next thing I'm going to need is the handle. And the way I'm thinking of doing the handle, to about here maybe, it's perfectly round. So I could put a piece of wood in the lathe, and I can turn it down to here, and I can get this nice and exactly the dimension I want, perfectly round, and this part perfectly round, nice clean shoulders, all that jazz. I need to get this perfectly round so I can put these caps on there, and then I need a blade. This is going to be fun. Now this is the wood I think I have for the handle. This is a piece of Chinese privet, very, very hard wood, doesn't break very easily. I think it would be a pretty cool option to use this for the handle. We're going to cut it and see if we can get to some of these cracks. I want just about all of that. I'm just going to knock off these corners. This is a really dumb thing to put in the lathe anyway. I mean, it's just... Well, it doesn't split very pretty either. This is just a really weird thing to put in the lathe, just because of the way it's shaped, but... Anyway, okay. Terrible wood to split. Okay, I had to do some tweaking, but I got the fit. Actually fits pretty nice. Let's see if we can get it to squeeze all the way on. Need to see if we can spread this out enough to get it over that. We may be able to do something with these snap ring pliers. So it's actually been quite a while since I worked on this thing, and I've been thinking about it, and I think, judging by the design of the original, I can actually get away with putting this back on the lathe and turning it down a little bit further, maybe even getting the outer contour, and then cutting my slot from there. I think it's going to make it easier to align it. Now I need one of these sides to be flat so I can put it on some kind of saw and cut my slot. Now we're going to do a little experiment. But not with this piece. Well, that worked pretty well. I don't think I can do it on a piece this small though. Table saw, you clamp it somehow and then just raise the blade up into it. If I clamp it like that, let's think about this. You want the slot to come up right about there. Right about there. Okay. I can sand it. Okay. Alright. Let's pull a piece of good work here. And now we have a very ugly slot, but it is there. So now we need a blade. I also need to cut a slot in this little ring, because we want this ring to go on there and then only turn but so far, maybe 90 degrees here. And when we have a hole here, grind all that stuff out. Got to clean this eventually, so I might as well do it now. Alright, those are all cleaned up. I can't really do much else, actually. I kind of have to have my blade. Thanks guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see the end of this knife build, you have to go over to my channel and check out part 2. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.